Hey guys, welcome to today's tutorial on try except blocks in Python. So that's basic error handling that we are gonna look at today, and the basic components of exception handling or error handling are basically try and except. Those are like the syntax varies in different programming languages, but the concept remains the same, right? So if there's an error that you anticipate during execution, you want to maybe print a custom error message or do perform an action, uh, when that particular exception or error occurs, right? So this is the basic block of code which has all the components of error handling in Python. So first of all, let me try to read something called book1 3.csv. So if you look at my directory on the left, right, so I don't have anything called book13 at .csv. So what I will do is I will do exception. I'll put the action that I'm trying to perform under try block, right? In case it is not able to perform that, I have to write an except clause, and in the except clause I will write exception as any element, and then I want to print that exception. Okay, and basically what happens, right? If we don't write this except and not even in a try, I'll just comment these out, right? So it will give you an error, um, which is basically that no such file or directory book13.csv, right? So that is an exception that happened, right? Now let me put this in the try block, and if we put this in a try block and we handle the exception, what it will do is it will not throw that red error that you saw earlier. It will just print out the error message saying no such file or directory book13.csv, right? So that's the purpose of putting an except block. Now there could be a numerous types of exception, right? So there could be an exception of maybe file this exception that occurred is because file not found, right? So basically I will say that except file not found error as e print your file doesn't exist. Okay, so this time we want a custom message, your file does not exist, right? So now in case we want to cover some other exception that could occur, right? So let's just say that I'm reading book 1, okay, and then what I'm trying to do is I am saying where 1 equal to um, f dot where 1 is equal to f2. Okay, I have not declared any of these variables, right? Now if had I written exception as e, right, it would still throw the error your file doesn't exist, even though it's not the issue. The file exists, but I'm doing a wrong variable assignment here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna specify what kind of exception will throw what kind of errors, right? So this is first except block. In the second except block, what I'm gonna write is except. So let's just say we want to explore value error. like let's say var equal to 6 divided by 0, right? So there's another error called div except division, zero division error, right? And then I'm gonna print you are trying to divide by 0, right? So this time let's see which exception occurs. See, this came to the second exception because it could find the book1.csv. It did not, went into this block. Now, in case we put book 13, now it will go, your file does not exist as the first exception, right? So that's the order. So it will not even go to the second line because it failed at the very first line. So that's something you should know. Okay. Now coming to the else statement. So the else statement purpose is basically to write a code block that should execute has your try block executed without any exceptions. Okay, so let's just say 6 divided by 3, and this is book1.csv. Right now the else block is not printing, as you can see. Right now we don't have any errors in our code. Now if I run this, it will say hello, right? So that's the purpose of else. Anything that you don't want to define inside the try block, but you want to define after the try block has successfully executed, you want to put it in the else block. Okay, and finally is something that's going to execute anyway. So even if exceptions arise, or there are no exceptions, whatever you put in the finally block is gonna execute at the end, right? So in all these instances that we have run this code will execute anyway. This line has been printed in all the instances. Okay, so that's the basic structure of error handling that Python has. So I encourage you to explore the different exceptions that we put here: zero division error, file not find error, assignment errors, and all that, right? And that will give you a deeper idea onto the different kind of errors that we have. So hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, please do so, and thanks for watching.